What is up, guys? This is Swift and welcome back to the channel. This is my first coverage of Mortal Kombat in a while now. I actually covered Mortal Kombat 9 as one of the first ever full-time games on the channel, so Mortal Kombat is very important not only to me but this channel as well. So I want to thank you all for watching this, and I appreciate your continued support. Alright, what we got here is my Mortal Kombat X impressions video, and I have a lot to talk about, so I want to go ahead and start with just my initial impressions when I first booted the video. I'm not gonna lie, guys, when I first booted the video, I was a little disappointed actually, because I see Scorpion and Sub-Zero, two of the same characters that we've seen for God knows how long in the series. That to me was initially depressing because I didn't really think about the larger picture. I saw the same shit I've seen forever in a new look. So in a way that disappointed me, but then I watched the trailer some more and I broke it down some more and I kept analyzing it, and I started to see a lot of things that we've been asking for a long time in the series that they started with in Mortal Kombat 9 that it looks like they're completing here in X. So let's go ahead and break it down. The first negative I saw was just not a lot of change. But besides that, most of it's positives from here on out. I was loving the serious tone of the video. I mean, I'm watching it now as I'm doing this, and the serious tone, it's even more serious than Mortal Kombat 9, and I think that's a great idea. The only thing I saw that was kind of goofy was, Scorpion snapping Sub-Zero's leg, and kind of when he snapped his arm, but that one wasn't quite as goofy looking. But besides that, the rest of it is a serious tone, and it's something that, once again, we've been hoping the series was going to lean towards as it moves on, and it actually has now. You can see they're following a serious tone and they're taking it to the next level over Mortal Kombat 9, and for that I got to give Ed Boon and the boys a serious pat on the back. I appreciate that shit. We don't got no time for no two-leg Motaros in this bitch. The next thing I want to talk about, which I was definitely worried about after watching Injustice, and I never really actually played Injustice, I'm not going to lie. I thought it looked interesting. I just didn't have the consoles or the money really to get it on PC. I was focused on other games on PC at the time. So anyways, long story short, stage interaction. I was hoping that it's not going to go over the top like Injustice, where it's so fucking over the top it's goofy. Like, hey, I'm going to beat you all the way through the planet and then pick you up and all that shit. It's cool as fuck looking, but it's goofy as shit. Now, the stage interaction in this video shows that it's a lot more serious. It's got a lot more of a realistic flair to it. For the most part, it was only Sub-Zero utilizing it. I mean, he swung off the branch, which was cool. He ripped the branch off of a tree and froze the branch and then smashed Scorpion in the face with it, which was pretty epic as well. I'm wondering, with stage interaction, if the stage interaction changes depending on the character interacting with the stage. That's what this video would make you assume. The only thing is, some characters, like, let's say, for instance, Johnny Cage, what's he gonna do? Like, grab the branch and then super kick it, or like flash kick it at you? Like, I mean, they have to come up with some very, very inventive ways for this shit to work if every single character is gonna have a special move with stage interaction. So I'd be interested to see what they do with that, but I think it's just maybe flair for the video, or some characters, the staple characters or whatever, have special stage interactions. I don't know, or that could be totally bullshit and we'll never see that in the game at all. But I don't know. I think it's going to be in the game in some way, but I guess it remains to be seen what way. Alright, next topic is the X-rays. As you can see in there, the X-rays return, and it looks to me, I don't know, could the X-rays be separate attacks now? I mean, could they be a lot faster, a lot less, annoying to watch after the 400th time? It looks like that, because in the video it looks like Scorpion teleports out of Sub-Zero's way and then pops him with a quick X-ray, and then the fight continues. I mean, it's very seamless, whereas it seemed to fucking last forever in the last game. And they were cool as fuck, for a while, but then you got to the point where you didn't even want to watch the shit anymore. So I'm thinking that it looks like they sped up the X-rays in this game, and they do look a whole hell of a lot better, that's for sure. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what's going on with X-rays. Now, the fourth one that I wrote down here, and this also has something to do with stage interaction, is it possible that the weapons are going to return Mortal Kombat 4 style? Because if you watch the trailer, you see that Sub-Zero's sword is knocked out of his hand and it stays on the ground. In fact, it's on the ground in the beginning of the video, and he picks it up at one point and then it gets knocked out of his hand and then lands back on the ground again. So are weapons just scattered throughout the stages now like they were in Mortal Kombat 4? And if so, are the weapons specifically based on the characters in the fight? Because as you see, the weapon was Sub-Zero's sword. Maybe it had a little bit of a different design, but when he grabbed it, I mean, you could tell it was his shit, So I'm pretty sure that if they do have Mortal Kombat 4 style weapons in the stages, that they're going to be themed around the characters in the battle, which is once again going to be an interesting concept to think about when you have so many characters, and I assume we're going to have a huge roster of characters in this game. So keep an eye on that, because I think that that'll be interesting. I don't know. I didn't in the video see Sub-Zero just pull the weapon out of his pocket, so that would make me assume that it's not, you know, Deadly Alliance slash whatever, Armageddon or whatever those games were that had the weapons. I don't feel like it would be that style, but we'll see. You know, it's up in the air right now. That's what's so beautiful about this. Right now, we have a while to wait for the game. I imagine it's probably going to hit, you know, April-ish of 2015, just like Mortal Kombat 9 hit in 2011. So it's a lot of time for us to speculate and talk about this stuff. So tell me, what do you guys think about that? Also, the environment changes that were in the video based on the characters. I mean, if you look at it, when the fight starts, Sub-Zero side of the map is like frozen, and Scorpion side of the map is hot. It's warm, like you could see embers and shit like that. So is this effect going to last in all these stages, or what? Are certain characters besides the two staple characters of the entire series going to have these type of effects? And if that's the case, how's that going to work? I mean, is it going to actually affect the environment? I mean, that really blows my mind, is to think that maybe they've come up with so many different ways to change the fight but make it still relatively the same. So either it's going to just be, you know, a visual flair, or it's going to have something to do with the stage. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to find out. I want to give a big shout out to whoever the fuck is on the art team this year, because the new fucking costumes, both of them, to me, were outrageous. I mean, they are fucking amazing. Like the new Sub-Zero and the new Scorpion, both of them look fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, believe me, I can't wait to get my hands on these characters. Look at them. I mean, they look amazing. They look dark. They look gritty. They look serious. They look perfect. I mean, that's the best costumes for Scorpion and Sub-Zero that I've ever seen, and I've seen a whole fucking lot of them. And another thing, when the fight starts, if you notice, it starts really strangely. Both characters are running at each other, and they jump in the air and kick and shit. Is that, once again, is that a trailer flare, or is that the actual gameplay? Can you actually charge in and jump kick to start a fight now? Like, I don't know, that just seems like a really cool thing. And yeah, you could jump and do a kick or whatever in the other games when the fight started, but these motherfuckers ran at each other and jump kicked midair a la Ninja Gaiden style, NES Ninja Gaiden style, like just fucking epic ass shit. And if you can do that, that'll be an interesting thing, because it opens up a whole new line of you know, chess. When you go to start a fight, what are you going to do? What's the best move for you to do? And what is he going to do? Paper, rock, scissors. I mean, it's going to be interesting. So once again, that's something that I noticed, that I don't know if it's real or it's just trailer flare. And another thing you saw, and I mentioned earlier with the knee snap, is the instant attack counters. Scorpion countered Sub-Zero like fucking 4 times, or 3 or 4 times. Sub-Zero would come in for one punch, and Scorpion would instantly counter that shit. Now, I don't remember seeing a whole lot of that shit in Mortal Kombat 9. You did have, you know, your combo breaker, like whatever the fucking thing was called, where you had like 3 of them and you could snap a combo or you could break it. But, and I could be wrong, I'm gonna have to go play Mortal Kombat 9 again and make sure, but I thought there was like 3 breakers in the game. But these are instant, realistic looking fucking counters. These are awesome looking, and the ones in Mortal Kombat 9 are you just instantly do a move and knock them out of their shit. This looks way more seamless, it looks way more beautiful, but how do you pull it off? And is it going to be something that is going to be viable in the combat? I don't know, but I think it would be pretty interesting to see that, because once again, it adds that rock, paper, scissors element to the game. It adds more strategy to the game, because you got to wonder, you know, what are they expecting you to throw at them? Are they going to counter it? Can you predict what they're going to do, and vice versa? So that's a beautiful thing. You know, one of the final positives I want to talk about, or at least questions that I have about the video, is the final attack Scorpion does before the fatality. He jumps in the air as Sub-Zero's laying on the ground. He shoots his spears out onto Sub-Zero's back, who is face down in the fucking snow, and snatches him off the fucking ground and slams him down. So now we have throws off the ground. That would be fairly interesting to see. There's got to be some way to stop that. Obviously, if you have throws off the ground, I mean, that's a free hit for anyone laying down. So I'm wondering, is throws off the ground possible, or is it that right before a fatality, if you're on the ground, it takes longer to get up? Maybe there's some kind of super move you can do before a fatality. I don't know. I think that's kind of stretching it a little bit, but it's very interesting when you watch the trailer, if you think about the fact that this is made to look like real gameplay, and I think some of it may be real gameplay. What I assume is that the real gameplay is actually when they show the screen like a normal fight screen, but anytime that they zoom in and show other shit, that's, CG, or that's, altered gameplay. So I don't know, because that throw off the ground looked like it was a real gameplay segment. So it'd be interesting to see that. Alright guys, I've saved the best positive topic for last, and that's fatalities. Obviously the fatality looked pretty freaking amazing. I mean, if you look at the way that Sub-Zero's face was reacting to the blade, just the whole thing in general was just over the top and amazing. and definitely a step above any fatalities we've ever seen in the history of Mortal Kombat. But it brought up a lot of interesting questions, and that is stage fatalities. Are we going to have unique stage fatalities for each character now? Or are some characters going to have unique stage fatalities and some stages? I think that that's going to be a very interesting concept. It's going to open up a ton of possibilities for different fatalities and almost remind me of like an Eternal Champion style kind of thing. I would definitely love to see the evolution of a stage fatality include individual character stage fatalities. That'd be pretty sweet. Even if it was only each character had a stage fatality in their home stage, that would still be pretty freaking amazing. Now, the final thing I want to end with, and this is pretty much the only other negative I have, is that as much as I love Mortal Kombat, and I love Scorpion and Sub-Zero since Mortal Kombat 1, since the very beginning, I want to see some new badasses enter the fray. I want to see some new characters enter the fray. And don't get me wrong, I loved Mortal Kombat 9 to death, but Scarlet, I mean, she's cool, but I want something more than that, like, and don't bring fucking Freddy Krueger back. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, guys, overall, I had to give the trailer a 9 out of 10. There's a few things that it was lacking here and there, but overall, it's got me extremely excited for Mortal Kombat X. And as usual, I will be covering that game just like I covered Mortal Kombat 9 when it releases. So please tune in when that day comes if you're not watching anything on my channel now. And thank you so much for watching this rambling video of me talking about Mortal Kombat X. I appreciate it. That's about it, folks.